IntelliPro BPMS, the world-class BPM technology platform. Let me log in as a process owner. Now this is the home page or the landing page of the IntelliPro BPMS. The process owner has access to all of the modules, but it is limited to the business user or the end users with access to inbox or notifications, calendar, apps, business activity monitoring, and reports. So let me quickly give you a rundown on each modules. Form Designer helps you to design your forms. Process Designer or Process Composer helps you to design your process. And Report Designer is where you define your KPIs. Data Model is where you define your global data. Reports is basically your standard reports with process-centric and data-centric reports. Business Activity Monitoring helps the process owner or the business owner to monitor the process real time. Inbox and notification is where the end user or a business user get notified on a task assigned. Calendar is where an end user can assign to an alternative resource on his or her absence. Apps is where the end user or the business user can see a list of processes that they can initiate. So let's quickly design a sample purchase request form. Now let's click on the plus sign and let's name the form. I'm going to click on create. And what you see right now on the screen is the design area. And what you see on the left hand side are the basic controls like your text area, your text boxes, or date picker. And you have advanced controls where you'll be able to drag and drop the user information, the password, and the checklist as well if needed. And you have layouts, basically to bring in layouts in the form. Either it could be a 2-column layout, a 3-column layout, a grid layout, or a panel layout as well. So let me go ahead and quickly design a form. For that, I need to get a label first. So I'm going to drag and drop the label to the form. I'm going to click on the layout option here. I'm going to select 2-column layout. I'm going to click on the setting icon and click on edit setting. I'm going to give a name to this label. In this case, it's going to be the header. And now I need a logo to this particular form. I'm going to click on the edit setting again. And here you'll be easily able to import an image from a specified URL or from your computer or from a server. So I'm going to pick one from my laptop. Once that's done, I need to input some more information on the form, like the employee name. So I'm going to click on 2-column layout here, click on the settings. I would enter the employee name, the attribute name, and then I'm going to click on apply. The same way, I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop a text box for our PR number. I'm going to click on the edit setting button. In the same fashion, I'm going to input the name, the display name, the attribute name, and then I'm going to click on apply. And I'm going to drag and drop the date picker. Click on the edit settings and key in PR date as the display name and give it an attribute name if required, and then I'm going to click on apply. And once this is done, or once you're done designing the form, you can click on the preview icon on the top right hand. Once you click on the preview icon, you get the form preview. And once you've previewed the form, you can go ahead and save the form and publish the form for the form to go active. So let me go ahead and show you the complete form which we designed. So this is the form that we designed using our IntelliPro Form Designer module. So let's go to the home page and let's get into the Process Composer module to design a purchase request workflow. So let's click on the plus sign here. I'm going to name the process. I'm going to create the process now. And what you see right now is the design area. And what you see on the left-hand side are the activities or the components which you can easily drag and drop to the design palette. Data is where you can connect to your different sources, data sources. Events, basically we have different events that can occur in any point in time throughout the process or that influences the process. Gateways are nothing but conditions that can be used within the process for the workflow to further move. So for the demo purpose, I'm going to drag and drop a few components to the design palette. So let me quickly drag and drop an email activity. And I'm also going to drag and drop a few human activities as well. And also I'm going to bring in gateway, basically the condition boxes, and easily connect them together. And once I'm done connecting to each components or the activities on the process designer or on the design palette, I'm going to go ahead and define the process property. So I'm going to click on the settings gear, and I'm going to assign the trigger form. So I'm going to click on the form, and I'm going to select the form that we designed using the form designer, and I'm going to map the form to the process. So I'm going to click on save. And once this is done, I'm going to go ahead and give in properties for each activities on the workflow. So first, let's go ahead and give some properties for the email activity. So double click on the email activity. I'm going to give it a name. I'm also going to input as to whom it has to go. I'm going to assign a user. And also, I can give it a subject. Or a text body as well. And let's click on save. The same way, I'm going to go ahead and click on the human task or the human activity and bring in the properties. I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to assign a user for this particular human activity. And I'm also going to give it a title, and then I'm going to click on give a description as well, and then click on save. Or I can quickly assign the form to this particular human activity. In this case, the PR form. And once that is assigned, I'm going to go ahead and define the action. So I'm going to define two actions here, an approve action and a reject action. And once that's done, I'm going to click on save. So after resetting the properties for activities, we need to set the properties for the conditions or the gateways. So I'm going to click on the gateway here, which is exclusive or split. So I'm going to click on the plus sign here and bring in some conditions. So in this process, if the purchase request is greater than $1,000, it needs to go to the head of department for an approval. If it is less than $1,000, it needs to go to the purchase request head to approve the request. So I'm bringing in the properties appropriate to my need, and I'm setting the condition as to how the workflow has to flow. And I'm keying in the condition action, and I'm saving. And I'm going to click on save. And now it's the time to define the path. So clicking on the line, double clicking on the line takes you to line properties where you can go ahead and define as to how the path is to flow. So in this case, if it's greater than $1,000, it goes through the HOD, and if it's lesser than $1,000, it goes through the PR head. So this is how easily you'll be able to drag and drop each component to the design palette, connect them easily together, customize it, and configure them, and make it more automative as well. After you design the process, you need to go ahead and save the process and publish the process for it to go active so that the end user or the business user can go ahead and trigger the process. So now let's go ahead and create an app for... Before we could create an app, I would like to show you the complete process that we created. So what you see on the screen is the complete process that we created using our process composer. And now, let's go to the home page and let's create an app for the business user or an end user to raise a purchase request form or raise a purchase request. So let's click on the plus sign. I'm going to name the app. And I'm going to define as to for what process is this going to be assigned. And I'm going to click on save. And before that, I would like to have an icon. For that, I can have icons on the application itself, which are like the custom default icons. Or you can upload an icon from your computer if you have one. And I'm going to hit on save. And now once that's done, the app is created. And now for the business user to initiate the process or to trigger the process, the end user or the business user logs into the application and clicks on the apps module, and then clicks on the plus sign or the plus button, and he gets the form. And where he needs to key in the details, like the PR number, the PR date, the employee name. Let's give him a department, sales department. Item number or item name, excuse me. The quantity and estimated cost. And the user submits the form. And now the form is being successfully submitted. And now this is done, the process is initiated. So let's go to the home page again. I'm going to click on the Business Activity Monitoring module. And now I'm going to monitor how the PR process is initiating. So I'm going to click on Processing. And I see the form here, the one that I just submitted. Now this is a real-time view as to where the form is or the process is. So let's go to the home page now. So iLeap Pro is built on HTML5 technology, giving the best experience across devices. Using IntelliLeap Pro BPMers, a non-technical user with process knowledge can design the complex processes following the concept of no-code or low-code. Please reach out to sales@intellileapsolutions.com or visit our website at intellileapsolutions.com for more information. Thank you.